Good to see you. What? I want to go to Kenya, build a well. That's me, man. I feel bad about my life right now. I want to change it, do something good. I want to go to Kenya and build a well, and I'm telling people like an idiot as well. I'm telling English people in England, the worst type of people, by the way, that I want to go to Kenya and build a well. English people always say the same thing. They're always like, what do you want to do that for, man? Go over there, help a bunch of foreigners. Got plenty of problems in this country. Should stay in this country, sort this country out first. You know what? They're right. They're right. I've lived in England my whole life. 32 years I've been walking these streets. Not once have I seen a single well. Not once. Recently, I had a police officer explain witness protection to me. You don't need to know why. He said, James, when someone goes into witness protection, he or she is given a new identity, then he or she is relocated, then he or she spends the rest of their life under government protection. I like the way he put it. I like when people say he or she, because he or she is only ever said by men who fully intended on just saying he, at the very last second remembered that she exists. So it's always said he or she. It's trying to panic in their voice. No one's accused them of anything, yeah? Or she. I didn't say they couldn't. I got in there before the next word. Got nothing on me. Or she. Women never say he or she. Women use a different word. Men don't even know this word. It's confusing and disorientating to men. Women say, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, they. 99% of men have no idea what they means. The other 1% think it means he. It's a confusing word. Says his police officer, what's your problem, man? You're explaining witness protection to me. Never heard the word they before? He was like, fine. Sorry. When someone goes into witness protection, they or she... Very sneaky. I decided I don't understand men. They're the enigma. I've never said this line. I literally just thought of it in my head on the spot, but I realised I've never said it before. My mouth doesn't seem to know how to. They're the enigma of the sexes. That's what my brain came up with. Weren't even funny. Hakuna Matata. Listen. I don't understand men at all, man. I don't understand them. I went on a lads' night out recently, which sounds made up, but it happened. I didn't know a lot of them. Awful people. Really, really awful. The worst one was called Ribo. He was a rectangular beast. He looked like a dented suitcase, just real... Kept on pointing at ladies' butts and trying to get me to look at them with him. One of those guys was like, check up that. I was like, not with you, mate, please. Look, we've all looked at someone's bum. You don't call someone over and go, could you share this moment with me, please? Ribo was the worst, and I do not say that lightly, by the way. There's over 7 billion people in the world. It's my best guess for the worst. Someone's the worst. You forget that, don't you? Someone is the worst. Out of every single person in the whole world, somebody walking around, they don't even know it, they're the worst person in the world. Someone is the worst person in the world. None of us know who the worst is. I mean, it's definitely a man, no one's arguing that. But, like, there's no way it's not a man. Unlucky, fellas. Unlucky. Ribo's the damn worst, man. That night, when we all hit the town, he ended up cheating on his girlfriend, right? And it wasn't even like an accident or nothing. He planned to do it. Because earlier that night, one of his mates went to him, oh, Ribo, did you not want to bring your girlfriend out tonight? And he went, no. Take a look around you. There's so many fit birds in this nightclub. And you wouldn't bring an apple to an orchard, would you? You wouldn't bring an apple to an orchard. Now, credit where it's due. That's pretty clever. Because moments ago, I don't know if you remember, we were in a nightclub, surrounded by women. But now, thanks to Ribo's eloquent use of language, we've been transported to an orchard surrounded by apples. And when you're in an orchard surrounded by apples, the rules are very different, you've got to admit that. It's all right for the viber to sit in a tree and help himself to apple after apple. It doesn't matter that he's got an apple sitting in the fruit bowl at home. What do you want him to do? Eat one apple for the rest of his life? That is disgusting. Meanwhile, the rest of us, we're walking around the orchard, and to be honest, the main reason why we came to the orchard tonight is because we don't have apples. So we've come to the place where the apples are, hoping to find an apple we like. We're a little bit miffed as to why Rybo, who we know fully well already has an apple of his own, is sitting in the trees, eating all the fucking apples. The rest of us, the only reason why we want to bring an apple to an orchard is if we were lucky enough to have an apple, we'd much rather stay at home with that apple in front of the telly than spend one more night in this godforsaken piss hole of an orchard. It's an awful place. Some of us have been here for 5 years. I hate climbing trees in the dark. Who in their right mind even compares women to apples in the first place? Those two things aren't even remotely interchangeable. A woman a day does not keep the doctor away. Not because of STDs, not because of what you're thinking, but just because if you do sleep with a different woman every single day for the rest of your life, sooner or later, you're going to end up sleeping with a GP. That is statistics. Accept it. And guess what? I did a bit of research. If you do bring an apple to an orchard, no one gives a shit. It's absolutely fine. There's no problem with it. In fact, it's also okay. Bring your girlfriend to a nightclub. That's all right as well. If you're feeling romantic, bring your girlfriend to an orchard. Why not? Have a lovely little walk. Don't bring an apple to a nightclub. That's the only one of the four. That is weird. No one's going to want to dance with you if you're there. Just... Fine to bring an apple to an orchard. They don't like you doing it in an orchard, genuinely. They don't like it if you do sit in a tree eating all the apples, because they've got a business to uphold. That's called theft, mate. What they'd rather you do, they want you to pick all the apples you want, and then you weigh them, and then you pay for them, and then take them home and eat them. So if you are in an orchard, and you want to eat an apple while you're there, you're actually best off bringing your own. Then you won't get in trouble. So if anything, his motto should be, always make sure you bring an apple to an orchard. Promise me you'll do it. I know a few of you pulled back during that final bit of the routine, got a bit tense, didn't it? I want to point out, when I was saying about paying for apples there, that was literally about apples.